Please, let us welcome Matthew Lash.
Good morning, and thank you for the introduction. My name is Matt Lash. I'm the Deputy Director of CDER's Office of Compliance, and I'm honored to present the keynote today. I want to thank all of you for taking part in this conference, which speaks to the importance of our DRLS work. Quite simply, accurate registration and listing data is essential to public health, and we'll share some examples today that underscore just that. Before we discuss the importance of the data, I just want to share a little bit about CDER's Office of Compliance. We're charged with the oversight of the Vital Drug Registration and Listing Program, but we're also charged with monitoring clinical trial oversight, drug manufacturing requirements, imports, recalls, and the integrity of the drug supply chain. In addition, we protect against counterfeit drugs, ensure labeling compliance, and take actions against health fraud, including prescription drugs, over-the-counter drugs, and compounded drugs. Quite simply, it's a massive mission. And I do want to share our mission statement with you. Ultimately, what anchors the CDER Office of Compliance is protecting patients and consumers. To be effective in fulfilling our mission, we have to uphold high standards for ourselves and for those we regulate. This means finding efficient and effective solutions and acting with dedication and determination, even in complex and challenging situations. And accurate data is essential to patient safety. The data that you submit is really integral to our public health efforts. For example, planning for drug facility inspections to ensure drugs are manufactured in compliance with the law. Data in the Drug Registration and Listing System, also known as DRLS, is extremely important to FDA's work reviewing imported products from abroad. Data submitted by an importer is checked against our system, and when it doesn't match, FDA can request additional information that can help stop potentially harmful products from entering the United States. We also use this data to track reports of adverse events and assign it to a specific drug for follow-up. In addition, this information enables consumers and healthcare providers to have access to information that can help them make decisions. DailyMed, the FDA Drug Label Repository, the NDC Directory, the Drug Establishment Current Registration Site. Your work is a critical piece in a complex public health framework. It helps protect and inform experts and the public, and we ask that you do everything that you can to submit accurate and complete information, because incorrect information can negatively impact our efforts and put patients at risk. We take this seriously, as you'll hear today, and we hold companies accountable for their data when it's not accurate, complete, or timely. I want to talk a little bit about the numbers. There are over 148,000 drugs currently listed with the FDA. As you can see from this pie chart, over-the-counter drugs have a slight majority at 42%, but that's followed closely by drugs covered by application, for example, an NDA or ANDA, that makes up 41%, and active pharmaceutical ingredients or bulk ingredients comprise about 10%. And there are more than 10,500 establishments currently registered with FDA. They're making the listed products. Owners or operators of drug manufacturing establishments are required to register with the FDA. Now, the majority of registered establishments are in the United States, as you see here, 56% approximately. However, that means that 44% are manufactured in or registrations in foreign countries. The top 5 countries overall are the United States, India, China, Germany, and Canada. So we really span the globe, and it requires a massive effort. Let me talk a little bit about our compliance activities. We're working continually to improve the data quality found in the drug registration and listing system. We issue registration reminders to firms. We inactivate outdated firm registrations, product listings, and labeler codes, and we issue deficiency letters when necessary. And as you can see from this slide, just to give you a sense of the scope of our work, in fiscal year 2024, so far, almost 20,000 drug listings were inactivated due to either not being certified as active or associated with an unregistered manufacturing establishment. We have also inactivated 208 unused labeler codes and issued 141 deficiency letters to firms for inaccurate or incomplete registration and listing. So we've been busy. And I noted before that we also hold companies accountable if they fail to fulfill their obligations under the law, because there's a strong need for data quality and integrity maintained through validation and monitoring the DRLS system to facilitate compliance. And this slide is an example of that kind of action. We issue warning letters when we determine that a firm has submitted contradictory information between the labeling and the electronic files. And you can see from this excerpt that not fulfilling listing obligations is a prohibited act under the Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act, and we do share these letters publicly. However, our primary goal remains voluntary compliance. Trainings and conferences such as this are vital to helping us clearly communicate our expectations to you. And that's so you can understand what you need to do to stay in compliance. There are going to be many opportunities today for Q&A, and I encourage you to ask questions and take advantage of this opportunity to talk with our compliance officers. They're exceptional at what they do, and they're here today to engage with you. I also want to share with you another concrete example of how FDA has used DRLS data to stop dangerous conduct and have a positive impact on public health. In the LGM case referenced in this slide, registration data was a prominent feature. We identified instances where a U.S. company was submitting false information. We ultimately pursued this case through the Department of Justice, and the result was a consent decree of permanent injunction to prevent further violations of the law. Specifically, this case involved an importer and distributor of active pharmaceutical ingredient, or API. They were used by the company's customers to manufacture, and in some instances, compound finished drug products. Our concern was that the firm registered foreign suppliers with FDA without the supplier's knowledge and authorization and used inaccurate information, including providing incorrect supplier contact information. The firm was also importing from vendors that they had already disqualified. Another red flag was that the company's finance department oversaw relationships and transactions with API suppliers rather than doing that through the quality department. Now the company is under a consent decree. That means that their compliance with the law is under close and ongoing scrutiny, overseen by a federal court. DRLS data has also been integral to our recent compliance and regulatory initiatives across the spectrum. For instance, deaths associated with eye products manufactured under conditions in violation of the law, serious and permanent injury associated with unapproved mole remover and skincare products, and illegally marketed products intended to be used to treat a skin condition in children. We used DRLS data to identify reports of unexpected injuries with these products, and then we acted to stop the associated violations of the law. DRLS information can help our investigation when patients, particularly vulnerable patients such as children and the elderly, have been harmed. Now, with all that in mind, I did want to emphasize that we have some great workshop topics that are on tap, and I've listed a few here. I hope that you all will take advantage. Lastly, I want to quickly flag an update. CDER Direct has been renamed FDA Direct. And FDA Direct includes both CDER Direct for drug submissions and Cosmetic Direct for cosmetic product submissions. After cosmetics manufacturers were required to register with FDA and list all their products under the Modernization of Cosmetics Registration Act of 2022, CDER Direct was revised to provide a free and supported option for cosmetics registration and listing submissions to FDA. Cosmetics Direct, now part of FDA Direct, was implemented in December of 2023, and it enables the cosmetics industry to meet their registration and listing requirements under the law. Firms can manage both drug and cosmetic submissions in one place, and users can create separate or combined accounts for drug and cosmetic submissions. I want to close by providing you with some key contact information. And I want to thank you for your time and attention. We have a great program planned, and it's really been my pleasure to share with you some background about the Office of Compliance and the import of our DRLS data and why this work and your commitment to providing this crucial data is so important. So I thank you, and I hope that you will enjoy the program.